Okay, this is stupid. This is the Barkerville Highway. There's only 6 vehicles on the entire highway, and we're all jammed up in one little line. Stupid. Got a logging truck up front that insists on being the leader, even though every time he goes up a hill, he's got to go 70. And you got a car right behind him who's scared shitless to do anything about it. Sketched out. Big moose. Getting angrier. Now, if you jump off the roof. There she goes. You never know what can happen. What's going on, you know. Here she comes. That was pretty close. Sometimes I'm at the cash register at the grocery store and people are like, well, making small conversation. So it's going to be down to -40, I heard. I'm like, don't you know who I am? The other people have learned, most other people that is, have learned something that I never really learned. They learned that driving in the winter is dangerous and tough. And I never got that memo. I just kept driving like I do, and nothing's ever happened. I guess I got skills. When you live in Barkerville, live in Wells this long, you see Wells gets a lot of snow. It gets like 4,000 feet of snow up here, 4,000 feet in the mountain. And so it's always snowing. You just got it. You don't have to even adjust to winter driving. That's just life. Well, I got lots of inflation. I got just about everything I can afford in my cart right now. So you see, if you're in the left-hand lane and you're going slow and you're forcing people to go around you on the right-hand lane, in the eyes of the law, that makes you an arsehole. So I think my message in light of it, some extreme temperatures coming to BC in the next number of days, Jasper may be seeing -51, someone's gonna get it hard, is if it's gonna be well into the 30s, employers, just shut down for the day. Don't ask your employees to go to work. You know what's gonna happen? One accident on a highway, you could go in the ditch here in the Barkerville Highway and someone might not drive by for an hour and you might find yourselves in medical distress. If you have an accident that's bad enough that you go into shock for whatever reason because of injuries, good chances you will die because your body temperature will get too low too fast in this weather. You're gonna ask emergency crews to go out and respond and put themselves out into the freezing cold weather. Oh, Wednesday afternoon, looks to be -15 or 16, hard to tell. I got my super accurate thing out here, but it takes a while for it to adjust down in temperature, so it's dropping rapidly. So here's the contest this week. If you or people in your household can get the coldest picture of a thermometer you can, I will send you a copy of the last album my band produced, the Joey Only Outlaw Band, No More Trouble in the Peace. That's what you'll get. So the coldest temperature. If there's a tiebreaker, the most accurate measuring method will be the one that wins. So that would be something like this. And here's the neighbor's dogs coming to visit me. And if there's a tiebreaker, the person who's out reporting in a swimsuit will win. Okay, so that's what you get. Anybody who sent me money to my email, my door is frozen. Those are the groceries you bought me today. Thank you very much. Eggs and butter and stuff that's going to help me get through. Son of a bitch! Frozen water lines. I was like, maybe next time ask me to do it when it's not -20. How's the weather for you?
It's chilly, but...
What do you think, kids? Is this cold or what?
It is cold.
It is cold, isn't it?
Yeah, we saw him running, so he just knocked to make sure he didn't get out.
I was like that scene in Star Trek 6 when Kirk and Spock get brought to Aurora Pente, the Klingon ice world where they do mining underground and nothing can survive on the surface, says the big Klingon. They throw some kind of a guy who broke the rules out. He's in his conch and he freezes to death in a matter of 2 minutes, just to kind of give you an idea of how ridiculously cold it is. What's funny is Star Wars is usually not considered science fiction, as opposed to it's considered fantasy more than Star Trek, but I find things like that in Star Trek sometimes counter that. So we have two icy worlds. The world of Hoth is an icy world as well. However, Hoth is a living, breathing planet, which Aurora Pente is not. Hoth has the ability to produce oxygen because the planet of Hoth is alive in the core. It's warm underneath the surface. and growing all through this extensive cave networks underground. Nothing can live on the surface for very long, sure, but that's where all the wildlife, such as the wampas and tauntauns and things, they all live underground, these caves that are quite a bit warmer, and green things grow down there. These lichens and funguses that the tauntauns feed on, and those things would produce oxygen. So Aurora Pente, freeze to death, sure. Hoth, freeze to death, sure, except only one of those planets actually can produce oxygen. So therefore, Star Trek 6, you have made a blunder. Check that out, Kenny. Minus 35. You're right on the spot, though. Minus 35 nights consistently for days, and we got a crack right up the road. Crack the road. That is some cold weather when it's cracking roads. It's warmed up. It's like minus 20 in Wells, and that's like tolerable. I can stick my face out here and it feels like warm out, because we've just had 2 nights in the minus 35 kind of category, maybe above or below. I've never been so happy to see clouds. These clouds are signs of some coastal influence. They're definitely gonna help insulate things a little bit. It'll keep it from getting as cold as it's been tonight. These upper level clouds tell me there's more out there, so that's not just an isolated random cloud. There's banks of cloud in BC. If I looked at satellite right now, that should help make things more tolerable. So I still can't post to my weather group. Facebook has me on restrictions for something totally unrelated to my weather group, but I hope everyone survived out there. That's been lots of minus 40s in Alberta, even a minus 50. Somewhat realistic temperatures. I can kind of handle being out in minus 20. That's not really a big deal to me. Something weird happens at 30s and below. And I don't just mean to me, but I mean in nature. You know, things crack and groan and creak and snap and ice pops and ground heaves. And, you know, something weird happens when you get to that lower temperatures. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it, Waterline. Come on. Open up. Let's go. Let's get some water running. I could sure use water because I'm tired of eating like I'm homeless, basically. Look at, there's more of it. There's more. There's more of it. Yes. Keep coming. Come on. Let's go. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Yes. Water. We have water. Yes. My God, have you ever seen something so beautiful in your whole life? When you got all these, I've been trying to do dishes with no water, and now I don't have to. There's water. There's water. Yay. Well, that just about concludes the cold snap of 2024 that started in January something. I don't remember. It was so damn cold. I'm just trying to forget when it began and move on with my life. I finally have water. I've been eating, like, literally, when I say eating like a homeless person, I mean, kind of, that's true. Like, you know, eating a can of soup out of the pan so that I can save making a dish. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. What a winter snap. I was in the minus 35s and below, maybe even up to 40 here in Wells for days upon days. But now it's over, and it's snowing, and it's warming up a little, and the water's running. The water's running, and everything's going to be okay again. I hope. Walking to the post office here in Wells, BC to give Martina's package, and look at this. This just shows how awesome the snow clearing has become in this town over the last 2 years, especially since basically Eric took over the contract and has put a lot of heart and hired guys that care. And even the walking path has been hit today by the bobcat. So, I mean, who would expect that? I would never expect that. I would never walk down this path and be walking in snow and think, oh, wow, they should have cleared this. It would never cross my mind. And that's the thing. They're doing a lot of things that are like that. That in their snow removal, they take extra steps that when I look out the window and see them doing it, I'm like, wow, I never would have asked for that or expected that. Thank you so much. That's above and beyond. So That's who I'm most impressed with. And there is the Volkswagen. I'm gonna call this video Surviving Minus 40 because we did get people in town whose thermometers read minus 40, and that 40 Fahrenheit and 40 Celsius below are the same things. So I figured that way at least anybody anywhere can understand what I'm talking about. Surviving minus 40. That guy who sold me this car, can't thank him enough. It was a really good deal. It's been a really good car for me. I mean, obviously a different kind of guy than me. He was trying to educate me on how the government's changing the weather and stuff. Whatever. Come on, Kenny, get in the car. When your car is buried in the snow in your little Volkswagen, and you just back right out like it's nothing. You know, a bunch of days in that cold snap. I thought I was gonna make some cool videos about how cold it was and be all awesome about it. Start up the canyon at 25 kilometers an hour. You are not going to gain any speed on the way up. If you happen to be a logging truck driver and you say, is that the little black car that gave me the finger? I'd like to confirm on the Barkerville Highway that was indeed me. He could see well ahead. He could put on his blinker and say, you can pass, there's space. But no, he doesn't do that. You're an arsehole. In the eyes of the law, that makes you an arsehole. You know, and it's the worst when you go to pass and they don't take their foot off the gas. No, they hit it even harder to make it as dangerous and difficult to pass them as possible. If you were a logging truck and you saw a black car waving at you as he passed you today, I'd like to confirm that was also me. Keep doing what you're doing. You're one of the good guys. Kind of reminds me of how Mickey used to say, well, there's a reason them guys drive trucks. Then again, I guess if you had the talent Mickey and his crew have, I mean, those guys could manipulate heavy machinery better than most people can use cutlery. Yeah, I'd like double teen, sweet potato fries, and a double coffee, please.
Large?
Sure.
Anything else?
$1 million, and I'd like it to be spring.
Okay.
As for these guys I had to go around, it's their first time using a parking lot. So congratulations on your first time using a parking lot. When you got two cars taking up 6 spaces and not letting anyone get around them or use the thing, you know, I have to wonder, like, did they call each other and plan this? Like, did this just happen randomly? It can't be. What got me through all these very cold times is the support. Thanks for the support. I would just like the world to know how thankful I am to my patrons and supporters. Thank you, everybody! That's why today I can have the pleasure and privilege of having a double teen burger. You know, it's the small things that keep your mental health going. Getting out of the house after a week of being stuck inside and freezing cold. Getting yourself a double teen burger. That's all I need. Now that I made that nice looking A&W lady smile, after a week in the cold and suffering, I'm good for another month. Time to go back to the bush. She's a beauty, but I know in my heart she's married to her work. The guy's actually going 60 and he's still hitting his brakes. Make it stop.